Yo, peace. What's up, y'all?
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Peace. Yes, sir.
Plot in progress.
Man, what is it? Episode 48?
Episode 48.
Coming to you live from Lyman Lake.
Hey, 48 from Lyman Lake.
State 48.
Yeah,
at the same time. How about that? At the State Park, Lyman Lake.
Double entendre.
You know.
Come on.
So, man, this was another great trip. Amazing trip, actually. Let's just start from grassroots.
Yeah, we started at
Shout
grassroots.
out to Pastor Thomas for pulling up on us just to build with us, give us that positive energy as we getting ready to take off.
And he brought a little something too. He didn't come empty-handed. He sent us on the road with a little something, man.
Yeah,
so,
man. Cooler full of drinks, man. And
much
ice,
appreciated.
everything.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Shout out to Brother Ali for letting us use the space in the parking area.
Always.
Absolutely.
Who reached out to the pastor though?
I did.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Grassroots Bookstore, Brother Ali. Letting us leave our cars there. Yeah, we got on the road, what? Six-ish?
Just
A little bit before.
Six,
Yeah, a little bit
Before
before
6,
6.
yeah.
Yep.
Supposed to leave at 5.
Supposed to leave at 5, got here at 6. And then the goal for the day, we were working on the fence. Right?
Yeah, ultimately the plan was that we wanted to start stringing the barbed wire along already for the fence in a way that we can begin the process of finishing up the front street. Yep, I got one. Finishing up the front portion of where the easement is, the east side, so that we can get the barbed wire secure and then start running fence line down the north and south border of our plot. But it was important because it's been something that we've been working on. We've been adamant about trying to get the property secure, and to be able to come down here today and get started on that project was dope, man.
So this was our first time, my first time, at least. A lot of our first time messing with the barbed wire. And I think for it being our first time, I think we did a damn good job.
I thought you was going to say it was your first time driving because it was slow.
Well, I mean, that's why it would probably be his first time driving. You can believe that?
Cautious.
Fuck that.
We got here safe.
Right.
We got here safe.
It was definitely
And within the legal laws of the speed limit.
There was something else we wanted to do too though before we did the fence.
What was that?
The camera.
The camera.
Oh yeah. Because one of our cameras was down like no signal, and another camera was actually
brother
down,
was worried
like,
over
pointing
here.
down.
Right?
I was too.
Yeah. Man,
You was pretty worried.
Yeah,
You thought it was somebody messing with it?
I mean, when we first saw it happen and it went offline, we were, that was kind of the thought or the sentiments that, especially we had the reports that, people had been in the area and messing with stuff in the area. So that was kind of the sentiments was, like, man, I don't want to think, but like I said, man, I'm gonna think positive, think the best, so we'll get it straightened out once we get there. So, and that's what happened. It took us a little bit though, man, especially for that the first camera, man. It took us a little bit. We ended up having to remove it and reset it, and once we did that, man, it was good. We even made a call out to the carrier, and let's just say they let us down. No. Hey, throw it out there, man.
I already said it. Verizon.
The largest wireless carrier. They let us down, man. Their customer service. We got somebody from over in the Philippines. I know exactly where they were, of course, even though they can't tell us that.
And we hit her with the complicated scenario, so she was like, let me look into that. Click.
Yeah.
And she asked us before she hung up.
But it was on my end. She didn't hang up. It was on my end. The call dropped. But she asked us about the number beforehand. Yeah. She said, hey, just in case we get disconnected, what's the number I can call you back on? But I know why she didn't call me back, because it was a connected internet device, which are complicated issues. Mm-hmm. But we got it fixed, man. We fixed it without even needing them,
You know what I would say real quick is that if I had to phrase this trip or sum it up, it would be persistence and resilience, because the camera was a problem and we persisted and we got it. The fence was a problem. We persisted and we got it. We remained persistent. We were resilient. And in the end, we got the barbed wire up exactly the way that we wanted to, and we got the cameras back online exactly the way that we wanted to.
Yeah, talk about, man.
Go ahead, True.
Start us off with one of the problems.
I'm asking, like, what was the problem with the fence? What was the main concern?
The main concern was, first off, knowledge.
Yeah.
Let's just start there.
Experience.
Knowledge and experience. But I don't think that we were equipped with all of
we
the
didn't think
tools.
we were equipped.
Well, right. We weren't equipped with all of the traditional tools that you would use to hang barbed wire. We were short a couple items, but our ingenuity prevailed, and we banged it out with literally pliers and gloves.
And your
So
tool is-
when we went back to get the tools, what did y'all decide to do instead of just like
Yes.
waiting for us and everything?
Well,
So the idea or the thought was to make sure that we grabbed. Just in case I brought my drill with steel bits. So the piece of steel that we were drilling through, man, they were
Schedule 40.
Yeah.
Steel. So if you know anything about steel or pipe, Schedule 40 is like one of the thickest walls that you can have on steel pipe. It's very durable. That's why I got it, because it's the thickest, and it's 4 inches thick. So it's like, 4 inches in diameter. So that was the first problem, was that the steel had been out there for a while, and it was thick.
Yeah. So getting through it, we were able to get the very first plug in, right? We got that first one in. I mean, it took us a while, but man, strong arm.
How much feet do you think, or
Of barbed wire that we run?
yeah, the stretch that we have on that
That's
front?
800 feet, right?
900
No, I was
feet.
right at 900
feet. So
900?
in total,
Yeah.
900 for the top, 900 for the bottom. So
Yeah.
1,800 feet roughly. It's like
Yeah.
890 feet.
So ideally, we
exact.
want to put what, 4 or 3 lines on there, right?
Four.
Two
Two
more. Yep.
And
So
we
two
did
more.
two.
We did
We
two,
did
top and
2
bottom.
today. Top
We're,
and bottom.
we're saving some of that as well for the Legacy Camp. So shout out for the Legacy Camp, which is coming up the 24th through the 26th. If you haven't already signed up, man, look, we've got an opportunity out there for you. Just go to growspot.org/camp. You can sign up there as well. So yeah, man. So we got the first one in. The second one, man, we burned it up. Like literally on the steel, it started smoking, and we saw the sparks. The sparks came out of it. It burned up on the steel. So we kept trying, couldn't get it. So we went to the other end, trying, couldn't get it. So we just marked up all of the posts for where we had to put in the holes, and then I was like, man, let's go get the other drill. You know what I mean? That I have in my Jeep. So we went, got the drill. I pulled out my steel bits. Now my drill is a lot less powerful and it's slower, but slow and steady got the job done. So we were able to drill holes. What we get? The additional 2 more top. Yeah, the top and the bottom. And we were able to eventually get it, man. But yeah, it was resilience.
How long did that take us?
To just
If we wouldn't have to go to the store, because that took an hour
Got to get pliers
there and back. But if we would have had everything
We could have
prepared, we could have knocked that out probably in like an hour.
including the knowledge.
Yeah.
Then we could have did it in 2 hours.
All 4 or just
All
what we did?
4, 3 hours.
If we would have had the knowledge and the tools already, you think we could have did all 4 lines?
Today?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Today?
Yes, sir.
I think so.
Yeah, if we had all the
I think so.
supplies
Especially
too. Speaking of
working
which,
the way you work.
so supplies wise, right? So you guys will see footage of what we're doing on the land. So support the cause, man. We've got if you go to growspot.org, you click on the menu and then click on Take Action. So you click on Take Action, that supports the missions and a lot of the things that we're doing, that we're building on the land. We're building this for a community. This is about legacy. That's hence the Legacy Camp, hence the Growth Spot Legacy. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. So we're building this for community. So support us. Like I said, those are a couple of options. We got the bonfire that's going as well. Literally, our bonfire can
Once we got it down, do you think it was? Once we figured out the science,
And especially once we got the system down, right?
was it hard?
It wasn't hard.
Oh, man.
Was it hard
That's
or
the
was
thing.
it?
It wasn't hard at all.
That's the thing, bro. Like, at first we was just like,
Me and
look,
James was sitting back, like just coming up with ideas, like, man, we need to be working smarter now.
Remember what you said, Brother James?
But it's
Brother
like,
James, like, man,
I can't see it.
I can't
Hold
see
on,
it. I can't see the whole thing.
Let you go.
but it's like, we sitting back and we get in the way of ourselves too much, and we under like estimate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
the whole time I'm thinking like so many people have done this before. We
Right.
can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when we got back and I seen what y'all was doing, I was like, I'm not surprised, man. This is what we do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You be creative and
Can I say something, man? Like, to me, because y'all left, and we were supposed to all go together.
Yeah.
And then we said, nah, man, we going to stay back. We're going to work on the camera. We're going to do
Yeah.
the spools,
Yeah.
split up. But we started working on the camera, and we spent so much time working on the camera.
Y'all don't know how much time we spent working on the camera.
It's probably about half the time y'all was gone. We worked on the camera.
Yeah.
And then finally it was like, yo, if we don't get something done, by the time they come back,
right.
So, boom, that's when your back is against the wall. That's when all of a sudden your ingenuity kicks in, and all of a sudden you tap into this ancestral knowledge of people who was here before you. And I don't even know how it came about, but we was just like, we just gonna start spinning it. So I put a stick in the wheel, we started spinning it. He started doing the class on the T-post, and he was like, oh, I could just bend this with my hand. And we'll just do every two, and then before you know it, I had to spool all the way down. We kept clasping them up, and then y'all showed up, and then before you know it, we had a system going. It was like a nice little leapfrog. And so everybody kind of had a part to play. What do you think about today's events and the difficulty or the ease of doing the fence?
I think it went well. We all work together and we got it done.
That part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us.
Thank you for helping us too.
Appreciate that.
We got into a groove too. Like at one point,
Oh,
it was
man.
just like boop,
Next
boop,
to him,
and
next
then
to
I
him.
looked up. I was like, damn, I just gotta walk way down here now and do
people
one.
got agency, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they gonna make it happen, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's the beautiful part about what it is we do, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that, not to come back to the Legacy Camp again, but being able to send your young men here,
Right.
they get a chance to learn real first-hand life skills. These are life skills that we're learning out here on the fly. These are things that if you learn critical thinking and how to be able to use your ingenuity in a way to tackle problems and obstacles, like if we had cell service or we were at home in front of computers and laptops,
Right.
we might have overthought it even more and spent hours
100%.
watching videos and practice and preparation. But when you're thrust in,
we talked about doing that.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
for
we
real.
did.
But when
Sure
you
did.
just thrust into it and you like, you know what, let's just do it.
Sometimes you just gotta jump in feet
What
first
you
and figure
think,
it out, man.
Brother James?
Yeah, from my perspective, today's theme was about reconnection. And whether we're talking about reconnecting the cameras to make sure that we can protect our land and be more vigilant, or reconnecting as a team.
Yeah.
You know, I think that our brotherhood is essential, and the more often we could come together and just be ourselves
Yeah.
and realize that our collective power can overcome any issues or challenges. I think that these are the type of things that keep this going. Reconnecting with the land.
Yes, sir.
I think that's why we go out of our way to try to be here and sacrifice to be here, because there's a lot of things going down
Man.
on the weekends that we need to be a part of, but this is a sacrifice.
Yep.
And it's worth it, right? Because, you know, when you get back to the land and you reconnect, there's a special bond that's created where you're thinking about it, you're manifesting, you're visualizing what this place can be. And the more energy and thought you put into something, the more it comes about. Opportunities start arising when you put more energy into it. So I think there's a blessing in everything. I mean, even down to noticing that, you know, there's bees all over the space.
Man,
you
come
know,
on.
and I'm, you know,
Those
there's
gray
opportunities
bees.
there. I mean, we could, you know, get into, you know, having some beehives out here and take that seriously. So there's so many different opportunities when we just take the time to reconnect. Even our young warrior that came with us, you know, reconnecting with the other unks and mentors in the space.
Putting in work.
You know, all that matters, you know. So yeah, the way I look at it, I think that the theme of the day was definitely reconnecting. Even coming back to the same cabin where it all
Man.
flashbacks, triggering, you know. But it's all good. It's all good, you know.
Hey man, I just want to say real quick, I can't believe they put some damn electrical tape
on it.
on the metal.
tape,
Like,
bro.
yo,
Right,
this thing is a hazard. And
Hey, go get that black tape you got.
Well, I mean, for the audience right now, the whole story is kind of like, you know, we won't go into the details of the story, so it's an inside joke.
Roy, you
We'll leave that
can-
alone, Joe.
Top rail. Top row.
What was your favorite part of the day, and what was your least favorite part of the day?
Once we started finishing up, my coach just got vibes. Everybody was happy.
Good spirits.
You did something for the first time today too, right?
Don't tell them.
Yeah, don't tell them.
What was your least favorite part about today, if there was one?
I don't really have a least
Ain't no
favorite
talking
part
about
today.
Mine was having to drive to the store. Even
Yeah,
though we
going
did
back
it,
to the
going
store.
back,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah,
a
I feel
30-minute hike.
Right.
30
right.
minute there, 30 minute back.
Yeah.
It seemed like it didn't take that long, but I think it did take long. And then when we got back, we just finished it all up. So that was
Yeah.
pretty dope. Shout out to y'all for at least getting that done. I was surprised,
Oh,
honestly.
yo, shout out to brother
Yeah.
Kylan, man. He couldn't make it today.
Shout out to
Yeah.
my brother, man.
But he been with us in
FaceTime.
proxy, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
I heard his excitement through the phone
Yeah.
when
Oh,
we
for
called him, though.
Yeah.
He was like, "What? Let me see it."
Couldn't
Nah,
get him
man.
off, man. You're like,
Yeah.
go back to the fin. Let me see it.
Listen, man. This
So
this
we
is a
did.
big
We ended
win.
up not needing the
tensioner.
the
Didn't even need-
tensioners.
Nah.
Or what are they called?
The tension.
tensioner.
Tensioners.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we ended up not needing that, which is also dope.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, I
He
think
like, nah, I ain't
I
taking
think
the
this was probably, to me, the biggest win today for us, other than securing the land, and then other than bringing our families down here. I think that
That
getting
barbed wire?
getting that because that's
Now we know how to do it.
Well, just think about it. I mean, we've had that barbed wire for a minute, and we've talked about coming down here and knocking it down for a minute. And I'm gonna just be honest. For me, I'm gonna just be honest. For me, man, it was a bit intimidating because it was something I had never done,
bit.
and I wasn't sure how is this gonna work out.
Right.
And we committed that this trip, this is what we was gonna do. And I think that just that level of commitment, this is the first time that we committed and said, "Nah, we're going to do it.
Right.
It's getting done." And we did it. And then not only did we do it, but man, we did a dope job, man. Shout out to all you brothers, man, for
Obstacles are big.
your diligence and your consistency, and for making sure that we didn't just hang it up so it looks all janky and loose and loop-de-loop, but it's firm.
Dope, man.
It's firm.
Yeah,
Run it
yeah.
to the fence if you want to.
So why do we use barbed wire instead of just string or regular wire?
Great
I mean,
question.
yeah. For me, I think that Bob.
Me and James talking about using, so we was like, yo, why are we even using, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because for me, right, the protecting of the land is twofold. It isn't necessarily just keeping out people as much as it is either keeping in the cattle that we are going to raise at one point in time, or keeping out other cattle from coming on and infringing on our property.
or predators.
Or predators, right?
Right.
You know, it's bobcats and coyotes and all these other things out there on the land. But I think that if you just put string up, it's not a deterrent for anybody, right? We saw that the first time that we put the string up at the front gate. It was like, oh, people, they just took it down.
Right.
It was nothing. It wasn't until we put the string up with the camera that now it's like, oh, shoot, you get to the string and you see the camera. It's like, all right, you know what?
Surprisingly,
Never mind.
it was still up.
Yeah, you know.
So
and
when we come in December,
I think that camera has a big part to play in
Deterrent?
as a deterrent. And so having a fence with the barbed wire, it just acts as an additional deterrent to make sure that you see it, you know that this land belongs to somebody, it's private property because it's fenced off, and you run the risk of injuring yourself in one way or another, whether you're man or your animal, by going further than the fence if you have the barbed wire up.
right.
Yeah, that brings me back to when I first got back from the Radio Expo. One of the main things I was discussing was putting up a fence. You remember what you said?
For me?
Yeah.
What'd I say?
I see a fence, I jump over it.
This
know
is
what I'm
true.
saying? But
This is true, but I'm a different breed.
And
I'm a
you
different breed
ain't
of character.
jumping over that one.
Nah, I ain't jumping over that. I mean, I could though.
That's
Yeah,
I could though.
it's kind of hot, bro.
Man, you have
So
to.
you saying I can't?
You have to pole
Hey,
on
man, let's
over.
go. Let's go.
I
Let's
would
go.
have told you to that.
Right.
He said, don't put me to the test, man.
It's not
I'm
about
gonna
what
be
you
the
can
reason
do,
why
it's
you
about
got
what
hurt.
I shouldn't do it, and I probably won't. But nah, for sure, I did say that.
But yeah, that's why it's so beautiful to see it and what we did today, man, because that was a while ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we've been talking about the fence. You
Yeah.
know.
We've been working on the fence
For almost
So
2
what?
years.
So once we finish the next two lines, okay, that's what 1/4 of it.
1/4
basically
of the
1/4
entire
of the entire area.
fence.
And we
Yeah.
did that, bro.
It's one
And then-
side.
One
technically
side.
not 1/4.
Well, how
because
many
it's-
how many sides you think we'd end up having?
So it's 4 sides, right?
Four
So
sides.
for
But
land.
the long sides-
the long sides is almost 2,000
We haven't
feet.
done those
So
yet.
This
so when we first got the quote on it, it was they tried to
25,000.
$25,000.
But if you pay cash, I'll take 22.
I'll take 22.
If
22
you paying
bands.
cash
22
now.
bands.
cash.
Right.
So
Not
ideally,
pesos.
now we know that we can do the shit ourselves, and we ain't got to pay nobody else to do it. It's just gonna take a little manpower
That's it.
and get it done.
and get it done.
But with 7 sets of hands,
At least.
it immediately becomes not an issue.
And more tools because
Yeah.
we had to go back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because we all didn't have
Felt
those
like it
pliers.
didn't
But
take
if we each of us had pliers and a set of clamps,
Then
as we went, man.
And you can
It'll go
tie
faster.
it.
Now,
Yeah.
now we know how to do it. Now we know how
Come
to
on,
do
tell
it
me
too.
again, bro.
Bilal do that whole
Nah, for
thing
sure.
by himself, man.
It would go, like I said, we could probably do 2 lines at the same time and knock that out in, 30, 45 minutes if everybody had pliers and gloves and all of that good stuff. So,
Right.
yeah, I think this definitely put us light years ahead of where we were before today, and being able to complete the fence project on our own or with the help of the community.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Finish that shit.
Legacy Camp.
Legacy Camp. If you haven't taken the
Orientation, as a
time,
matter of fact.
yeah, if you haven't taken the time to register your young man for the Legacy Camp coming up here at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend, you want to do that because it's an opportunity to learn from pillars of the community. And that's not a term that you can really use lightly. But I look at each and every one of you brothers as pillars of the community. Y'all are everywhere the community is and is happening, y'all are there and y'all are doing positive things. And so to be able to learn from people who have committed their life to service and then to be able to learn real life skills in a brotherhood setting, not to mention all of the fun and the games. We're going to be playing football. We're going to be fishing, camping, camp stories, marshmallows and s'mores and all other types of things. Like, this is an event that you want your young man to go to.
Right.
I sent my son to the first one because I knew how pivotal it was going to be as an experience to say, hey, man, listen, I believe in the community. I support the community. And there aren't a lot of situations out there, a lot of camps that teach this.
Right.
And so if you haven't got your young man registered, get him registered. And if you don't have a young man that you can register, that doesn't mean that you can't help. You have the ability to donate. You can sponsor a young man from the community whose family doesn't have the ability to pay the registration fee. All you got to do is tap in. Hit us up at info@thegrowspot.org if you have questions
for
about
any questions.
any
though,
questions.
For any questions.
Yep. Any questions that you have about the Growth Spot, about Legacy Camp, about what we do as a community, any upcoming projects that we have, if you're interested in sponsoring a young man, that would mean the world to somebody's family to know that they could send their young man to an experience like this.
Shout out to Victoria.
Shout out
Man,
to
shout out
all
to
of our
Victoria.
sponsors.
Yes,
Shout
all
out
of
to
our
all of our
sponsors.
sponsors for sure.
And also, if you haven't checked out episode 46, which is the previous episode to this, we also covered a lot of what we're going to be talking about in the Legacy Camp as well. So shout out to that.
For episode 47.
47, sorry, 47. So yeah, episode 47, check that out. It goes in depth. We show videos, footage from, things that we taught them, things that they did on the land, the experience, even the outtakes and what they walked away with,
check it out.
from the camp. So yeah.
Testimonials. It was also testimonials as well.
Yeah, we got a participant live in the flesh right now. What was the main takeaway you got from the Legacy Camp, brother?
Just have fun and live your life because nothing's granted. And just
That's
stay
peace.
positive.
That's peace. Well,
You actually went through the camp with all your brothers, huh?
Yeah,
How was that?
it was good. Made a lot of memories that still sit with me today.
Had you ever been camping prior to that?
No,
What was that like?
it was cool. I learned how to pitch a tent myself and help my brothers learn how to pitch a tent too.
Nice. So if really, one last thing, 'cause this would be good. If you could talk to someone who was interested in coming or sending their child, what would you say to them?
Try something new. Get your kids outdoors with some other kids around their age and just same culture. Or learn some new stuff.
Peace. That's 100%. That's dope. Yeah, man. So we wanted to bring you this episode. I know it's getting pushing night on us. So we wanted to bring you this episode just to give you an idea of some of the progress that we made on this most recent trip, man. Which is, again, it was an excellent experience. And so continue to tap in with us. Continue to support the channel. Like, share, and subscribe as well.
All of that.
And gotta eat. Time to eat.
Time to eat. Man, I'm starving.
it is. So
man,
you ready to close it out?
Yeah, close us out, brother Nick.
Yes, sir. So here at the Growth Spot, we're unified in action to build and protect and expand a fruitful legacy of love, equity, growth, ancestry, cooperation, and yield. By inspiring and educating on the practice of agriculture, self-care, nutrition, environmental stewardship, and entrepreneurship, we aim to cultivate a vibrant community rooted in resilience and sustainability. We're out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.